Good afternoon and welcome to another exciting episode of Entab presents CampusCare EdTalks, a platform where educators express their viewpoints on burning topics related to education. Welcome to all the viewers who are watching our show. Please do subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for regular updates and for more exciting shows like these. So, learning is essential to maintain and expand the horizons of human capabilities. Along with continuous learning, we also need to strategically design a curriculum that the efficacy of learning can be optimized. With the way things have been changing across sectors, it is crucial that we identify the core areas, and redesign resources strategically so learning can be more effective. To discuss more about strategizing curriculum for optimized learning, we have a dynamic panel with experienced educators. With this, let's welcome our respected panelists. First, we have Rachna Monga ma'am, Principal, Sanskriti KM School, Jalandhar. She has an experience of about 20 years of education. Apart from delivering excellence in education, she is equally inclined towards international ventures and collaboration, promoting sports and social work amongst the students as well. For her continuous efforts in the related fields, she has been recognized by the national and international bodies. Under her guidance, Sanskriti School has reached tremendous heights. With this, I would like to welcome you, ma'am. Please welcome to Campus Care EdTalks.
Namaskar, and I am really very happy and feeling elated to be with my core members and our fraternity. And thank you, Entab, for giving me this privilege to be at this platform.
Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. We have with us another experienced educator. She has an experience of about 21 years in education. She has always tried to explore the various dimensions of not just a student but of a teacher. In fact, she continuously keeps upgrading herself with workshops and passes the same knowledge to her juniors. She is a valuable CBSE resource person. She has been awarded as the best principal by CBSE ICSE Pratishta Award. She is also interested in penning down her thoughts on education and has published many articles. With this, I would like to welcome Hema Kaloki ma'am, Principal, APS Academy, Lucknow. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Lavleen. Namaskar and good afternoon to all of you, all the viewers, and thank you, Enja, for giving me this opportunity. And I think this will be a fruitful discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, and we welcome you to this platform. So, as we begin, Hema, ma'am, learning needs analysis so that we can identify the core areas that have become ineffective, remodel things to suit the needs. Would you please elaborate in changing the scenario in the education sector?
Yes, as we all know that now the scenario of education has already changed, and many of us were very not so much good or equipped in our things like the tools we were using. And now, after this lockdown, we are seeing that there is more creativity, more innovation is there. So, first of all, there is increase in the use of technology. Then we have started training our teachers and students accordingly. Second thing, I think that we are focusing away from rote method, and we are more giving the developing the life skills of students. So that these are some thing which we require training, and for that we try to update everyone. And this technology is one big issue which we think needs discussion, and we all are discussing on it. And technology is, yes, helping everyone. There is more collaboration. We see that every thing is available very easily, and it is more of connection. Then anywhere, anytime, we can access whatever we want, and the students are more engaged now. It is fun, because they learn more when they enjoy the thing. So it is more engaging. Technology is more engaging them. Connect with the world outside is there. A shift from rote method, as I said. It is developing more confidence, self awareness, and they are being prepared for the future, new 21st skills which are required for the new professions which will be there in the market. So this yes, there are more of activities are required to give them that learning. Then more of training, more emphasis on flip learning and experiential learning. We are integrating so many things in the subject, that is art integration is there. Then we there is cultural diversity connections, multilingual things we are increasing and integrating in the subjects, so that it's not very difficult for the subject teachers. And we think that training is already being given to the teachers, that how they can integrate all these things, and how they can use the tools for more learning, effective learning. And that is helping everyone. The teachers are now getting more time. It is easy for them to give the feedback, and they have become more creative, because so many tools, new technologies are there in the market which they can use. And we are now using 3D also for explaining the things, which is more easy and effective. And I think these tools are making learning enjoyable and more effective. So all this needs training and awareness and updating oneself. And if we support our teachers as a school, as educators, if we give that awareness program, then definitely the things will be more effective and more positive. I think
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
what we all are doing. And I'll add one more thing, that like we are enhancing life skills, we are integrating with the subject. Similarly, cyber ethics and other related issues to cyber security and all this also needs updations and trainings, and awareness programs should be there for both parents and students, because this is also a new a thing for the parent as well as for the students. So how we can do that? And I think it should now start from very early age, like we teach them other ethics. So this is also one big change which we require. It is there, and we require more of teachings in that. So I think
Yes, ma'am.
this is all from my side.
Very rightly said. So, ma'am, thank you, Hima, ma'am, for bringing out a few things on the table. So, I will move forward and would like to ask Rachna, ma'am, how to convert and streamline the process that Hima, ma'am, was just mentioning.
As ma'am has mentioned just now, during these pandemic days, that lockdown which was imposed on us, we educators, we administrators, we had good time with us. Like mentally, we were free. We were not into routine monitoring of the school, so we had ample time to look forward, to upgrade ourselves for this new era, as it is given new term, new normal. So this normal needs technology. The technology, we schools, like we belong to North India, and it's not a very big city, Jalandhar, though it's not a very small city as well, but technology had never taken that front seat here. So we were comparatively to the metro cities, we were not equipped as well. So we got sufficient time for the blueprints, like we could plan that what we are supposed to do. And during that time also, when there was a complete lockdown, we could prepare our blueprint, and we actually had tried, my whole team had tried, management to the tune, everybody was looking forward to get something new. And this pandemic has given us really new things, like learning on is on the new path, and there are new strategies, and new strategy for teaching learning, there are new strategies for evaluation and assessment. And since children, they have very short mind, like they are very attention power is a little lesser, so very quickly they want we want to divert their attention. And if we give them good learning, we are supposed to engage them as per their own mind conditions. So this was like something new, they were learning something new, they are coming out of their rote learning methods, and they found it really very interesting, that they because they are good at these devices, where we had to learn so many things, but children are very good at it. They get a new chance to get something new and something which is of their choice. So they were learning, they were happy, and initially it was of their choice. They were learning new, and earlier schools, we used to confiscate if anybody used to bring phone to the school. We used to confiscate it, but now it is mandatory to have a good device in your hand, otherwise we cannot reach. And one thing more here I want to add, that now the whole globe, rather the universe, is one. This pandemic has made everybody one, and the exposure level has increased, which can be dangerous as well, because half knowledge is always dangerous. So the knowledge part and the planning part is taking side by side a next step. But then half knowledge can kill also. Students earlier, we had conducted our midterm examination online, and though it was not strange to us, to the educators, we had expected this only. None of the child K to 12, we are K to 12 school, and none of the students failed in mathematics or sciences. Is it possible? So we knew, we understood what they would have done, and overall results, it has been increased by 30 to 35% from the last year's annual examination. So here, as ma'am was mentioning, that we need to equip them with values and ethics as well. And it is for their loss if they cheat. It's not a game. See, artificial intelligence is one thing, it's not a game. It is their learning. We need to feed this to them as well. So, strategy for this, we need to work a lot on it. We need to work a lot on it. And the whole world, WWW, is now actually aware, which is helping us. And new strategies, new technology to learn. There are so many devices now. There are so many things here now. So content for the teachers also unlimited. For students also unlimited. But we need to see what we are supposed to choose, and where and how we are supposed to proceed about it.
I completely agree with you, ma'am. Yes, we have become a global village with WWW, and I assure that that will improve in the future, and these things would not happen in the times ahead. I'm sure of that. So, ma'am, as we are exploring new opportunities, avenues to redefine the education system, as you said, tech is improving. So, post COVID, I would want to ask both of you, what are the operational needs that will define the future demand and competencies? Hema, ma'am, what are your thoughts about it?
See, as I said, training is one. We will have to train our teacher, then there should be flexibility. We'll have to give space to the educators, the teachers who are dealing with the learners, so that they can use their own creativity and their own ideas to plan the things. Then planning is very important. Once we when we go to class, it's the planning which helps, because we have limited time and there are so many other limitations. There are pressures from the management to complete this syllabus on time. We have a set a timing. There's a fixed timing for the examinations and all. So for that, if there is not a proper planning, that will not work. So planning, and as I said, there are so many things we are talking about. We are talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about flip classes. We are talking about the use of technology. Now, every time, is it possible and how it is possible, that all needs that planning, and how to involve the students. Again, when the teachers complain, I have pressure of completing my own subject, how I'm going to do all other things like enhancing the life skills. We are talking about the communication, then we are talking about other vocational skills. These all require planning, and that planning the subject teachers will have to do. They will have to integrate it in their curriculum, and the topics whatever they are teaching, how they can plan, and they can select the topics which will enhance some skills. Then other things, there is critical thinking. They have problem solving in them, that skills which will help them to take decisions at the time of at the time where they have the problem, so they are able to deal with the situations. So that all needs proper training, the tools, which tool they will use, and they will have to again update themselves every time. They will have to see what is there new in the market, and then they will have to know their learner, so that accordingly, as per the need of that learner, they will have to give them that space. So individual learning, which we say, is very effective, and here with the help of these new tools, they can do that. And after the normal classes, they can help the student at on the available time slots. If the child want extra attention, or they want to have some kind of extra training or teaching to that individual student, accordingly they can give. So here with the use of technology, it is all possible. As I said, anytime they can do that, and teachers will have to give them some some activities, or they will have to involve students in this teaching learning process. Like, they can give some work which will be in group, and they can go to those links. They can read the things. They can take the help of various tools which are there, and they can come prepared in the class, and they can teachers will just help them, and they will facilitate and give the feedback. At the end, they can have discussions. So all these is possible, and then only other things, other guidance will be possible.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Ma'am, we
this is
completely understand. That's why when we implement our tech, we make sure that proper training is given to the educators and the teacher. Yes, ma'am.
one. I think this is all which is required for proper implementation. So planning is one. You selecting the tools, giving flexibility to the teacher. Then it should be student centric. Like, learner should be the main focus. They should be given the space to experience and experiment the things. Hands-on activities will definitely help. So all this will be good in the progress of the new technology, new learnings, and they will be prepared for the future. They can, and teachers can also act as career guidance providers, so that they can choose their careers. So that is also, now a teacher will have to, as we say that holistic development is important for the learner's future. So similarly, a teacher will have to have a mastery of all, so that they can guide students, so act as a facilitator, act as a guide. So I think that will help.
Yes, ma'am, rightly said. So, Rachna, ma'am, can you shed some light on the operational needs apart from what ma'am said?
Yeah, there are, as ma'am said, a teacher is a facilitator and a mentor, right? For mentors, there will be big challenges. It's really challenging to keep our student engaged with the coordination of head, heart, and hands, right? So these days, what children are doing, they are just pressing keyboard, they are on the keyboard only, whereas the reading, writing, speaking, listening skills all are required. And we are, the main objective should be not to prepare our students for the job or for their livelihood. We are supposed to produce good citizens with good values and good emotions. As we are talking of an artificial intelligence during this pandemic and the lockdown, we had the, I myself had learned so many games. I mean, we used to play online. So whenever there is this time clock which is clicking, and whenever my turn is there, and there is a time limit, and if I lose the time, robot automatically takes my place and will play my move, right? So this artificial intelligence, it should not be highlighted so much, so that we are humans. We are known for our emotions. The biggest challenge post COVID would be to be with our values, core values, and emotions, and learning with the new technology. Technology should be there to help us, and designing the curriculum, which should be like for the new education policy also. We are supposed to design our curriculum as per our need. See, this world is running at a very fast speed, and somewhere we are leaving our values behind. We don't get time. There are more than 2,000 friends on our social networking media site, but then where we can talk our mind out, where we can share our heart with someone, that friend is missing. That family is missing. The whole world has become one family, but our own family is neglected somewhere. So we earlier I used to work for 10 to 12 hours a day. Now we are working 24 hours. Though these are challenging times, but then we need to schedule ourselves. We need to plan in a way so that this education is just not curriculum. There are so many core skills, competence, and values. So, as I said, head, heart, and hands on practice is essential. So, trainings should be for the values as well. As CBSE had introduced, that children will be assessed on their value abilities as well, their caring sharing abilities as well. So now children are not in the playgrounds. I don't know, this is highly uncertain as of now to say something. Post COVID, I don't know what will be the scenario. This is highly unpredictable. So children are not playing in the playground. Like when we were children, we used to play, the whole colony's children used to play at one place. These days, we parents, as parents, we feel this is highly insecure. We don't send our children out. And with this kind of situation, This is a threat on their life as well. So children are not playing. When they play in the playground, they actually detox themselves. So when the outburst of emotions and the hormonal balancing that takes place, now they play, like I said, we were online games. They do this just this. See, aggression when they play in the playground and there is a live play, there is a competition, unhealthy competition. They just the hormonal secretion is positive.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
they play with a remote, that aggression, it doesn't come out.
Yes, ma'am. Motor skills, as you say, is very important nowadays.
Motor skills are
Are
not
very
developed
important.
as it is, right? So there are many challenges as educators, as administrators, as society, what we are supposed to give our children, a good, healthy society we are supposed to give to them. Right? We have given them this pandemic already.
Yes, ma'am.
Small
And
children, they are unable to understand what is going on. My grandson, he asked me, Nani, I want to play. I want to play without this mask. There is a lockdown for the children only, but grown-ups are already meeting each other.
yes,
We cannot go out. See, we have put them in a very miserable condition. What are we giving them? So we need to think. It's actually, we need to really think about it, what we are supposed to do for this world and for our upcoming generations. And there is an adulteration in everything. So at least emotions should not be adulterated.
yes.
That's what I want to see, and that I feel is the biggest challenge.
Very rightly said. You just spoke your heart out, and I hope our listeners do understand your message as positively as we do. So, ma'am, as you're talking about CBSE and the policies that have been laid down, they recently released new education policy to open up new doors for optimizations. Ma'am, would you please shed some light on the key takeaways? Hey, ma'am, could you do this?
Yes, the new education policy is working. It has helped us in many ways, and I think it is a positive welcome. And in this, see, they're talking about vocational courses. The scientific temperament of these students will also be enhanced. There will be more of hand-on activities. Uh, there is experiential learning, more focus on experiential learning. And one good thing is there that there will be no rigidness in selecting these streams. So science and arts, as we know that earlier, the art students were not allowed to take any science subject or science subjects even if the child is good in any art thing. For example, a science student, if you want to have music as a subject or any other subject, that was not permitted. Now, in this new education policy, that this is also one good thing that a science student can opt subject like music also as a main subject. So there are many good things which are there in new education policy. Then from sixth onwards, there will be vocational subjects, and from sixth onwards, they say that there should be at least 10 days training internship for all these. With the local trades or local crafts, so that is there. Then multidisciplinary learning is there now. In higher education also, they have given more space, and there is a credit system like earlier, due to financial problem or any other thing, any other reason, students used to exit from the courses, and after 1 year or 2 year, when if that child want to continue his or her course, so that was not allowed. So here now they have given multiple what do you say, exits, and in that anytime the child can come and take the credit and start the course from wherever he she has stopped his or her course. So these are some good sign. Then they have more focus is there in the primary, pre-primary, because in government schools earlier, the education was from first onwards, whereas in privates we see it was from pre-primary. But now, as it is there in the policy, so we hope that more and more students will be benefited by this policy. And so it is basically, this policy is giving us some good inputs so that we can practice the things in schools before they come into the higher education. So it is, we are preparing the kids from a very early age for the future careers. So this is there in this policy. So the more flexibility we see here, and then we in the primary, multilingual like cultures, and there is more connection with the culture and heritage. Then not only we are focusing on one language. So in this policy, there is scope for multilingual. Then we can now uh, train our students for as per the skills they require. So life skills are there, which will be now a part of the main curriculum. So integrated, as I'm again and again using this word, integrating of art, integrating of other cultural and heritage things, that is there, so that there is more connectivity, more collaboration, focus on more collaboration, communication skills, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving. These kind of things are there in the new education policy. So as I'm mainly dealing with the school, so I have tried to focus on the things which are there in the school level. So vocational courses, as I said, from sixth onwards. There are other things, hands-on activities. So all this is a positive sign, and there will be all the 10 life core skills will be enhanced and through this policy. And earlier, see, selected schools, we can say, or selected educators were there, because everyone has a different way of teaching. So now, one particular way of teaching will not help. One will have to use all different teaching styles, as they are dealing with different learners. So one will have to have the training, or they will have to equip themselves with all the trades, so that they accordingly they can train the future learners. So this policy is compelling, this, because it is there in the policy now. It is the government who wants this, so everyone will have to work accordingly. It's not that it's my way. So no, it will be a uniform for all. And uh, because of this policy, I think everyone, those who are not working accordingly, or like I said, government schools, they were not focusing on the pre-primary or the primary education. So now they will have to work on that. And private schools, maybe one school is well equipped, and because we have different financial, accordingly, financial background. So accordingly, we have schools of all level, and we are catching all kind of kids. So now, even if we don't have that infra, we can, with our knowledge, with the tools, free tools available in the market, we can now train the student teachers, and students will definitely be benefited by this. I think this education policy is giving everything what a future learner will require, and there is changes in the higher education policy, higher education also, because earlier is it used to be only for the schools, and there was no connection between the higher education and the schools. So now there will be a kind of that stairs, we can say, will be there to climb and till the end. So
Yes.
I think this is how I have um
So,
tried to see that policy.
yes, ma'am. So, yes, we are actually moving to another practical approach towards education. So, ma'am, as we were talking about the systems, the changes, and technology is actually supported a lot. So, EdTech has
Yes, practical.
exceptionally, yes, ma'am. So, EdTech has exceptionally widened the scope for the teaching and learning in schools. So, Rachna, ma'am, how does this impact the outcomes that you're seeing, the EdTech right
Actually, our students are given air to their wings constitutionally. This education policy will give air to their wings. So, any kind of learning, they are free with their aptitude. They may like biology, they may like dance with it, right? So, vocational and educational, see, subjects are not barred now. Any and every skill will be recognized, will be registered, will be valued, right? So now children, they will not feel that they are claustrophobic. Oh God, I had taken commerce subjects and I wanted to study fine arts, right? So they can intermingle. Children are free now, as their thinking skills, their reasoning skills will develop. They will think for their own selves. Earlier, parents or teachers used to decide, okay, this subject is good for you, you must proceed with this, and for your higher education, go for this subject. Now, this is in the child's hand, in the hands of the students, that whatever they want to study and whatever their aptitude is, they can go, they can proceed accordingly with their own liking or the aptitude for the subject. And for the smaller children also, like they were kindergartens, they used to prepare, there were preparatory schools, and these preparatory schools were not governed by anyone. They never had any guidelines, so they were working as per their own sweet will. Now 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 has taken first 5 years of education also to the main education system, right? So children at the age of 3, there will be a governed policy, there will be a universal policy to take care of these children as well. And their assessment, evaluation will not be paper pen based. Not at all. And plus 3 plus 4. So those 4 years, wherever there is multiple entry and exit levels, for higher education as well, for school education as well. Suppose if a child has to leave his education, school education, somewhere in between, like from grade 11 onwards, child is unable to continue with the formal education, then his efforts till grade 11 will be recognized, and and the main catalyst is learning, and that has taken place. And for with the new education policy, I feel big changes will take place, and this is a ray of hope for our educators, for the this highly unpredictable times and highly uncertain times. We get time, we are getting time to think about it and to have new policy in a new way, in a better way. And children, they actually, the senior students, we must take their opinion as well. Like there should be peer educators, That's a very good system. They like for during these
Oh,
when children cannot come to school, school is reaching them. So we have small groups. We have integrated system where we have peer educators as well. For our messaging system also, children they are leading and they are monitoring their own activities, and children share their feelings in a better way with the student because they understand what is the need and how it has to be fulfilled. Children are, it's child centric. Education will be child centric. There won't be any pressure like in our schools. We are in Punjab. We teach our students three languages, which is very difficult and highly confusing. Child may opt for two languages. It's okay not to learn the third language. It's okay. International language, national language, and then the state language. So languages, it's okay to learn two languages. It's okay not to learn biology. It's very okay if you are not good in mathematics. You can opt for any performing arts skills. It's very okay. Go for some vocational subject. See, when we were students, like in grade 10, I am dead scared of mathematics. So now children are given this much of independence. If any child doesn't want to study maths but wants to study economics, can do that. I don't want to study sciences. I don't want to study physics. I want to go for music vocal. I can go for that. It is not an extracurricular subject. It is main curriculum. It's not an extracurricular, right? So sports also, many of the activities are taken into the main curriculum. So there won't be any scholastic or co-scholastics. So everything is one. It's all about learning. So learning, and this will, I suppose, bridge the gap between higher education and school education. And we are preparing ourselves, as I said earlier also, our students will be future ready, just not for job ready. Job can still wait, but core values and the learning and the knowledge level, and as it is, there is hell lot of exposure, and just to define what is good for me, what is not. And this is time for introspection as well, and our facilitators are supposed to come out of their rote teaching methods. It's just not cramming, it's not memorizing the knowledge. It's actually evolving, adopting, and then implementing. They should be able to implement whatever they have learned. There are many students here which they know that what is it, but when it comes to application, they find themselves unable to apply. So these are skills. The skills has to be applied. The only benefit of skill is recognized when it is applied. So let us see new policy whenever we will be able to apply the new policy, and everyone has to be versatile enough. And we need to adopt so many skills on our own as well. As an educator, we are called leaders, right? So we leaders need to learn so many things. Nowadays, I was feeling as if there was a lot which I had not learned. I need to learn more and more and more. So I need to be versatile. I need to have an eye to recognize the effort and the skill of my facilitators, my team, my students, and everyone. So
rightly
this
said.
will be the outcome, I suppose.
Rightly said, ma'am. Rightly said. I hope our viewers are actually getting to know a lot that we didn't know earlier. So, ma'am, Hema, ma'am, as we are speaking about technology, we are dwelling in technology as said by the Z learners today, the generation called the Z learners. So, artificial intelligence and machine learning are doing wonders in school learning already. So, how can these tools help to transform the learning experience of the students?
How they're going to transfer this learning.
Transform the learning.
Okay.
The artificial intelligence right now is actually doing wonders in our field. So, what is your take on
Mhm.
it?
Yes, these technology is definitely helping students for different things, and they will be future ready, as ma'am said. Uh, for this, it is easy for them to access to information, and then it is easy for them to have the attention, or that there is more engagement, then there is retention of information, and they are more knowledgeable, and there is better presentation of themselves. Self awareness, of course, is helping. um, I think the this teaching is more. This is helping in teaching. Become it is becoming more interactive and more collaborative, and this is what I think it is helping the learners in acquiring knowledge more. More of engagement, more of knowledge acquirement is there. So
Yes, ma'am, I
that's all.
completely. Yes, ma'am. I completely understand that yes, technology is actually helping the students to gain more knowledge in all the innovative ways, and teachers are a great part of it. And as we come to the end of session, all our viewers, I hope you've subscribed to our channel and hit that bell icon for regular updates. So, ma'am, we spoke about relevant issues and factors. Before closing the webinar, we would like to have some concluding thoughts from you, ma'am. So, Rachna, ma'am, what would you like to say?
I would conclude, let us remain a student for the lifetime. Let's evolve and dissolve whatever the negativity is about. And Indian education system, from the Puranic times, it had been considered the best, the school education. Right? Let us hope and let us work towards that direction. And during this pandemic time, let's learn and be a student, and let's hope for the better new world. Let's not new normal be normal. Let's hope for the new world, better world and safe world for our children, and be uh, a tireless worker behind it. That's what I want to say. Or Har ek insan, let us have our own share of honesty, and let's be honest to ourselves first and then to the society.
Completely agreed, ma'am. Thank you for your time. Hey, mama, what would you like to tell
Um,
students and the viewers?
Yes, ma'am. I think from my side, it is the suggestion that if learning is fun, and for that, if we make learning joyful, if we develop interdisciplinary links, and if we help our students to have a shift from rote method, and if we integrate new tools and methods in the teaching, and we should help students to inculcate respect for culture and heritage. So this is all the all the guidance we can give to the students, and as a teacher, as educators, it is important for us that we develop some values, as man said, values and life skills in our kids, so that I think that will be good, and will help the children to become a good human being. So that's from my side.
Thank
Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you all, and thank you to the educators to give us time. The pleasure was ours to hold you, ma'am. Thank you so much, and
Thank
thank you to all
Thank
the
you
viewers.
very much.
you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.